Sauti daga Hikima Radio mita 93.7.
Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to another fresh package of the Educative Voyage, a program that takes you onto a journey to the world of linguistics and English language learning, literature, and public speaking. With me, Bello Sagir Imam, as your shipmaster, while Malam Awal King Abdulaziz is our captain. Stay tuned. Today, for the first time, we are hosting a dual professor in the program. And I believe you will all be inspired by this program. Therefore, come close to your radio sets and get ready to call when we open our lines for your contributions. So welcome on board.
Thank you very much.
I think we don't need to make any introduction of Professor Abdullah Adamu, because if you are an intellectual or follower of intellectual stuff, you must know Professor Abdullah Adamu. So we don't need to say a word about him. Sir, Malcolm X claims that, listeners out there, we are going to discuss reading culture. Yes, this is the topic we are discussing now, reading culture. Sir, Malcolm X claims that if you want to hide knowledge to black people, you put it in a book. How true is this claim, sir?
I don't know how he was able to arrive at that particular conclusion, but I think some people will probably disagree and call such statement unfortunate, because it seems that he is suggesting that black people don't read. So when you hide knowledge in a book, people don't bother to read the book.
And he's also black.
Yeah?
He's also black.
Yeah, he was also black.
He was
so
black,
I think
yes.
a lot of people will probably take an umbrage at that and feel that it is an unfair statement, because it suggests that black people don't read, and I don't think that is really what he meant. It's not just simply black people; it's just a lot of people don't bother to read, because reading is a very, very difficult thing to do. It is
Difficult,
an acquired
sir?
taste. Yeah, it is. It is an acquired taste. It is not something that people do every day. It's an acquired taste. It's an acquired habit.
Okay.
It's something that you either have the habit for it or you don't have the habit for it.
I see.
So
no intermediary.
The idea of hiding knowledge in books so that people don't read it, I think it's a little bit over exaggeration of people's aversion to reading culture. So I don't think that statement, I'm not really sure whether it was really attributed to him or whether he actually said it, or if it is what you can call urban legend. People just simply come up with something and attribute it to people.
I see. Maybe he is racist
Could be.
in the approach. Maybe. Sir, books should be read, but some people suggest that some books are dangerous. They should not be read. Is there any concept like this in reading?
It's not books that are dangerous. It's people who are dangerous. It's not ideas that kill. It's people with ideas that kill. It's not guns that kill. It is people with guns that kill.
Wow.
It's not a knife that kills. It is people who hold the knives that kill. So it is people's behavior that is bad, not what has been written down. So if you read a book and you find some revolutionary idea in the book that leads to a particular violent behavior, don't blame the writer, blame yourself.
Okay.
Blame the person who does it. I mean, you can take a book to a court and prosecute a book for existing, but you can take a person to a court for violating laws.
Exactly, sir.
So it is the people who read the books that do the bad things, not the books themselves. In other words, it's not media that destroys. It is people who use media that destroy.
I see. Atomization of knowledge, I believe, sir, is your own brainchild. And I believe it is also aimed at, one of its aims may be to boost reading culture. So say something about atomization of knowledge.
Atomization of knowledge is a concept that I came up with in 1995.
Wow.
And the idea behind atomization of knowledge is to enable particularly Zangaya school and Quranic school peoples to be able to read secular texts because they are used to reading religious texts, Ahlari, Ashamawi, Izziya, the Quran itself, they can read this. But they have no idea of what the world is all about. They know something about their spirituality. They know something about how to worship God, which is very, very good, very excellent. But they probably also need to know about things that are happening around them.
Yes.
Politics, religion, economy, society, and so on.
Yes.
And nobody is working towards giving them information along those lines
Okay.
because they're not in a regular school.
I see.
So I came up with the idea that if they can read the Quran and other religious books, therefore they have what is called scriptural familiarity. They are familiar with the script
Yes.
of the Arabic language.
Yes.
And Ajami means using the script of Arabic language to write indigenous African languages that are non-Arabic.
Yes, sir.
Technically speaking, if you use English alphabet to write Hausa, that is also Ajami.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Hausa script.
That's right.
Okay.
If you write any sentence or any book in Hausa using English script, that's also
Not
Ajami.
using English script to write. I'm not using Arabic script to write Hausa, which means Ajami has broader.
It has a broader meaning. People don't understand
People
that.
ordinarily take it.
When you use a particular language to write another language which is different from the original language,
I see.
that is Ajami.
Okay.
Because Ajami means non-Arab.
All right.
So when you write a letter in Hausa language, you're actually writing English Ajami because you're using English alphabet.
I see.
Not to use English language, not to write
see.
in English, but to write in Hausa.
I see.
That is technically speaking Ajami. So I came up with the idea of Ajamatization of knowledge in order to find a way of educating Al-Majai,
Yes.
Al-Ramuni,
Yes.
Gardawa,
Yes.
into secular knowledge.
Yes.
And I face a lot of opposition. A lot of people don't like it. They don't think it is necessary. They don't think it is doable. They don't think it is something that ought to be focused on. So I kept at it. I ignored them. In fact, I ignored them so much that when I became a professor in 1997, I took about 3 years to compose my inaugural lecture, which I delivered in 2004. And that lecture was my first public outing on Ajama.
Yes, I was there.
Yeah.
I was there at Bukin.
Yeah. So that was it. The whole idea of Ajamatization of knowledge is how can we provide reading materials for Al-Majri, for Al-Arabuni, for Gardawa, reading materials that will enable them to understand the contemporary world.
Yes.
Without having to go to Boko schools.
I see.
Because my argument is that you don't really need to go to Boko schools to understand the world.
Exactly.
They already know the script.
Yes.
When you go to Boko schools, you learn ABCD.
Exactly.
And then you learn letter formation, word formation, and so on.
Yes.
But this kids know all these things through the Arabic alphabet that they were reading.
Yes.
And the Ajamite Arabic alphabets were innovative in Africa because they create indigenous perception of the Arabic alphabet. Let me give you an example.
Okay, sir.
Shimmelwa, S with water droplets.
Yes.
Shinke Kashashi, S without water droplets.
Yes.
Allikapa, Gallikapa, Tamusahanu, Taguje, Baguje.
Yes.
All these are mnemonic devices of understanding and describing those alphabets that young people in Hausa society can understand.
I see. Thank you very much, sir. And I think this Ajamization of knowledge deserves a program on its own, which inshallah we are going to have in the near future. Listeners out there, don't forget you are on to 93.7 Hikima Radio, Gatan Al-Umma, with me, Bello Sagir Imam, as the presenter, and Professor Abdullah Uba Adamu as our special guests, discussing reading culture. And to reach the program and make your contribution, you can use 070 7941 4070. Again, 070 7941 414070. Then 081 45 049218. 081 45 049218. You can call this number to make your contribution, maybe to ask a question regarding this reading culture topic we are discussing. So I'm not going to take us back, but I would like you, sir, to compare the reading rates between black people and white people, or rather non-black people, which might be maybe a motivation behind that claim by Malcolm.
Why are we bringing race into reading culture?
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. Who's calling and from where are you calling?
I'm calling from Gundwawa side.
All right, your name, please. Oh, we have lost him. Who's on the line? Hello. Okay. So you are saying why bringing race in?
Yeah, why bring race into it? Why are you comparing black and white? Why don't you just simply look at each one on its own value? Black people have reading culture, white people have reading culture. They are both human beings. Why don't we look at reading culture in human beings?
Yes.
Why are we? It's like saying reading culture between Yoruba and Hausa, or between Fulani and Igbo, or so. Why are we breaking that? I think the dependent variable is reading culture. Whether you read or you don't, depending, regardless of your race, regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your religion. And the focus is what is reading.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello. Who's calling and from where are you calling?
My name is Hassan Abba
Hassan Abba from where?
from Gundwawa side.
Okay, Hassan Abba from Gunduawa. Go ahead. My goodness. Hassan Abba is struggling with network from all indication. So, sir, you think the approach is from the initial stage wrong?
No, I think the whole idea of bringing race or ethnicity into it is wrong. It's not about race. It's not about ethnicity. It's about interest. You may be white and you may not be interested in reading culture. You may be black and you may be interested in reading culture. So there is no comparison, no reason to start comparing. It's like saying an Arab knows more than a non-Arab. I mean, I don't think it is healthy to start looking at it from a racial perspective. What we need to probably focus attention is what is reading culture and what makes people read and what makes people don't read. I think that's more critical. Because if I find out that black people read more than white people, so what do I do with the information? I mean, how does that help me? In what way does that help me? And the question is, so what? I mean, if black people read more or white people read more, the question is, so what? How does that affect somebody in Gordo, for instance? How does that affect somebody in Shatali?
Yes.
How does that help somebody in Yakase?
I see.
I mean, that's it, because we're trying to see how can we identify what reading culture is and how that reading culture could be encouraged or accelerated among our people, whether they're black or white, Muslim or non-Muslim or something like that. So I think you need to reframe your question.
Yes, I see.
Go ahead, can you reframe your question?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
How can you assess the level of reading culture in our society?
Very high.
Very high.
Yeah, because it depends on what you mean by reading culture, because I'm not really defining it, or I'm not asking anybody to define it.
Yes.
The very, very first injunction to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was Iqra.
Yes. Read.
So we have reading culture right from the time Islam was taught us. We have reading culture.
I see.
When you read one Isis a day,
yes,
one Juzi a day, you have reading culture.
Exactly.
So what do we mean by reading culture? A lot of people have a wrong perception of reading culture.
Yes.
They think reading culture means reading newspapers, reading novels, reading textbooks, and so on. Right? If you read anything that educates your mind, that makes you aware of who you are, that makes you appreciate who you are, that is reading culture. So if you read hadith, if you read the Quran every day, that is reading culture.
Exactly. So.
But people are under the impression that reading culture means reading novels. So where are the novels? People don't buy novels now because the novels are not available.
Yes, yes.
Okay? People don't buy newspapers now because the newspapers are not available. Everything has gone on online.
Yes.
A lot of the things that people read online is pirated. It's illegal. It's copyrighted material.
Yes.
They don't actually buy it. They just simply download it. They get it from a website and so on.
Yes.
And at the same time, anything that will enable you to read something and make you understand what is going on
Yes.
is reading culture.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
and let me even make it so shocking for you.
Yes.
When you go to Facebook
Yes.
and read the comments made by people on a particular post, that is reading culture.
Wow.
It is reading culture because you are getting educated about other people's perspectives and opinions.
I see.
And along the line, you form your own perspective and opinion.
I see.
So whether you pick up a big book by a well-known author, Harold Robbins, James Hadley Chase, or whoever it is,
I see.
or whether you go to someone's Facebook post and read the post and then read the comments,
Yes.
that is reading culture.
Hello?
Yes. Hello, who is on the line?
Hello, my name is Hassan Abba.
Okay, Malam Hassan Abba, from where are you calling and what's your question? I think you called earlier from Gumbuawa, right? Subhanallah. I see.
So the reading culture is an encompassing term. It doesn't mean reading novels.
Yes.
It doesn't mean reading newspapers. It means reading any written word. Wherever that word is.
I see.
If it is the Quran, it is reading culture. If it is Hadith, it is reading culture. If it is Izziya, it is reading culture. If it is a Facebook post, it is reading culture.
And maybe if we are to go by this more just definition of reading culture, we might even be more reading cultured than the so-called maybe reading cultured. Maybe.
Well, fine. But like I said, the very, very first Quranic revelation was Iqra.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly.
So what is Iqra? It means read. It didn't say write. Yes, it says read.
Yes.
So it means reading is far much more superior than writing.
Exactly.
Even though you have to write before somebody could read.
Yes.
But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that there have been a lot of writings.
Yes.
So all he's asking us to do is to read what has been written so that we can understand the fact.
Yes.
That is reading culture.
Yes. Some people complain of lacking time or concentration, especially with this hard economy. They need to hustle to make ends meet, and that's why they don't read. Any recommendation for them, sir?
The books are available online. Posts are available on blog posts.
Some they say they can't even afford to buy a smartphone.
Fine. Then you wait until you get your own. You can afford it, then you can buy it. But I'm telling you, people go to the toilet now with their phones and they are sitting on toilet and they are reading.
Yes.
So that means we have now more reading culture than before. Before you have to take your book to the toilet, or you feel bad about taking a book to the toilet. But I'm telling you, a lot of people go to the toilet with their phones, and they're sitting down there spending hours.
I see.
But they are reading.
Exactly.
So that means they have a greater sense of reading culture now than before.
Okay.
So long as you accept that reading culture means reading any written word, wherever it is, is reading culture. Then we have more reading culture now than before.
Yes. Wa alaikum salam.
I think Almighty God for having this very wonderful guest into your studio.
That's great. With your name and where you are calling us from?
Actually, my name is Umar Gama.
Okay, Umar Gamawa. Okay.
Yes.
Our usual caller.
Your usual caller, thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
I would like to, to make some light expression, which says that sometimes you find some people who don't have time to read unless something arrives. So this or some exam is approaching, all this is a certain thing. Can we call this people as people of reading culture?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that one.
Please come again.
You had it.
Yes.
Sometimes you find some people, they don't have time to sit to read, just for pleasure or for something.
Until for exam, unless for exam.
Arrive.
Yes.
Exam.
I understand your question. Sir, he's talking about, I understand, Gamawa. Thank you very much. Thank you. He's asking of those who read only for a particular purpose, for example, for exam in school or for promotion, and when they finish that reading, and that's the end of it.
And I'm telling you, it is impossible to find such people now. Yes, you may only read for examination or for promotion or for particular purpose. But I'm telling you, from probably what, 5 years ago up to now,
Yes.
everybody is involved with reading.
Wow.
Everyone.
Yes.
Even our moms and our dads and our grandfathers, grandmothers, they're involved with reading.
Technology has...
The technology has changed because they have phones now.
Wow.
So in between reading the serious books for your examination, you read Facebook, you read Instagram, you read comments, you read news on Daily Trust or whatever it is. You read all these things. Like this radio program, right now it is live, but there are comments.
Yes.
You read comments.
Exactly, sir. Exactly, sir. So unfortunately, dear listeners, we must come to the end of this program because of time factor. Thank you very much for being with us, sir. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation despite your tight schedule. Thank you very much. Listeners out there, don't forget, this is Hikima Radio, and we hope to meet you next week for another program. I remain Bella Sagir Imam from the Leadership Academy, Zurot, Kano, Nigeria.
¿Cómo pudiese olvidar